Lots of guests today on this episode. We welcome Kristin and John from No Ordinary Path and their recruiter, Tasha.
Ta-da!
Atlas All Access starts now.
I had to do it. I had to.
I want to see it in one of your videos now, too.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
totally.
We will.
All right, so
take over.
Introduce yourselves first, and then we'll kind of dig into what Ordinary Path is.
Okay.
Oh, ladies first.
All right. Well, I'm Kristin. This is my husband, John, and we are No Ordinary Path, travel nurse family, and been on the road for 18 months, almost, give or take.
Yeah.
In an RV.
In an RV, yes, with 3 kids and a dog.
Yep. Who's roaming around here somewhere?
Yeah,
Who's probably one of the best dogs we've ever had in the office.
Yeah, thank you.
She's
That's very
pretty
nice.
fantastic.
Thanks.
Very well behaved.
Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. Whose idea was it to document all of this?
Well, I think from the very get-go, we had moved back to Kansas City and we were looking for some adventure. And there's a lot of things that go into why we went into travel nursing, but we were looking for some adventure and we decided to go out and check some RVs out, just more for the adventure. There was no thought of travel nursing at that point in time. And you were super psyched when we saw them.
Yeah.
And was like, yeah, our whole family could live in this. And I thought at that very moment, I could travel nurse. And then I waited until we went home and then brought it up and she's like,
yes.
Yeah.
Immediately. It was like maybe a 2-minute conversation.
Was that
pretty
fast?
Pretty much. Because we have come up with crazy ideas before and we pretty much just go for it.
Yeah, we've always pretty much pursued them.
And this time we told our parents and they thought,
well, they thought we were crazy.
All the parents,
We
all the
are.
family thought we were a little bit nuts, a little bit off our rockers. You're going to homeschool your kids? Yep. And so then we were like, well, let's start a YouTube channel so that we can show them that we're not dead. And
so they could see what we were doing.
Sure.
Just the initial idea is that this is what we're out here doing, family.
Yeah,
Right.
Totally. And then we had a lot of fun doing that, and we decided that we were meeting other families on the road, and this whole movement of living in an RV is kind of taken off a little bit. And because of that, like travel nursing, it kind of, people don't think that you can travel nurse with a family. And we're like, here.
So we wanted to show them that you could.
I was going to say hold my beer, but I don't know if that's appropriate.
I think that is an Atlas.
Yeah. So
that's how it started.
Yeah.
To initially show the family, and then we started getting people contacting us saying, "Hey, you're doing this travel nurse gig with a family in an RV."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so then we kind of shifted from just showing our family what we're doing to let's show families out there that they can do this. Like not only just with travel nursing or just with RVing, but just living a different lifestyle, just something that's out of the ordinary and something that, they can pursue and kind of live outside of the box that society kind of makes for us. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Tasha, give me an idea, outside perspective, because you've been recruiting for a while now. What's it like? How is it different working with these two versus maybe traditional travel nurse that stays in an extended stay or finds an apartment or that whatever? Like what are the big differences?
So yeah, with a lot of now my niche is like RV families, thanks to they always refer.
I've made you into
refer
that.
me,
recruiter.
yes, yeah. But there's a bunch of things that I take into consideration. One thing is the RV. Of course, in wintertime, we have to make sure their RV's name is Wendy. That Wendy, her pipes don't freeze, and weather-wise, since they have kids, they want to be outdoors. I don't want them to be cooped up in an RV, for 3 months. And also, too, places they can adventure. They love adventuring so much. Yeah. So I always see, okay, are there national parks for the kids to get their ranger badges at, and Cinders, Bark Ranger?
Bark Ranger.
Yeah, for Bark Ranger.
Whoa. Bark Ranger?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's an actual, not all the parks have it, but there's an actual legit program you can take your dog to, and they have these things that they have to do, and it's kind of an obedience type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then you actually can get a little, we should have brought it in. It's
I
a
know.
legitimate badge for them that
is
says
awesome.
Bark Ranger on
Oh my
it.
gosh.
She got a certificate and then
Yep.
treats.
Yeah.
And she has a badge
And a metal
for her.
badge.
Yep.
So maybe
and we
we'll
bought
show
her
it
a
to you.
bandana
Yes.
too that says Bark Ranger. So.
That's super cool.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Tasha does a great job of kind of keeping all those things that are unique about our family in her perspective, so that when we talk and we look for assignments and stuff like that, she knows what we need and want.
Exactly. And, safety wise, and, also they're in an RV. So I want to make sure if I'm sending them assignments that there's RV parks and it's not, an urban city.
Right.
where There's no RV parks or no wilderness for them. So when I send them jobs, I always send a screenshot too, a lot of times, of RV parks in the area.
Yep.
So they can get an idea of what's around
But
there.
then moving around, you boondocked a few times. Like it's like that's a real thing. Like as you go, it's just part of everyday life, traveling in an RV.
Yeah, I'd say it's easier now than it was when we first started doing this.
Well, there was a
because
learning curve.
There's definitely a learning curve, and we have learned and found that we really love to boondock and dry camp and find like random places to go explore. And so now, even if there's not a whole bunch of RV spots around the area, we have a whole other list of options of, okay, where could we stay and be creative and make this work? But it was definitely a learning curve.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, in Phoenix, in the contract that we took in Phoenix, I think we stayed in a place for 1 week? And then the rest of the time we were boondocking, like on the BLM land and state trust land, and it worked out. It was fun.
And then you have privacy too. It's not like you're surrounded and your kids
Cinder
can roam.
can play.
Yeah, Cinder can roam free and not worry about anything.
Right. Okay, so I believe I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Okay. So full-time travel nurse.
Yep.
Full-time mom and teacher, and whose job is harder?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, her job is so much harder.
I have absolute respect for what you do, but
I
you're
go
100%
to work and it's
right,
like a
I think.
vacation sometimes.
goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, so Kristin is not only the teacher, because all three of our children are homeschooled. So that's kindergarten, third grade, and now fifth grade. So, and I help, on the days that I'm off. But let's be real here. This is the teacher. And then just general, being mom, but also. This is the full-time editor of the YouTube channel. I film. I'm the camera guy behind the camera, but this is all the work right here. So
thank you.
all that great video that we produce. That's why.
And that actually leads into my next question is, did you have any experience in like editing or sound or lighting or anything before this?
A little tiny bit, like a decade ago, we had a kind of a side business that we did filming for weddings and stuff, but they were like friends' weddings.
Yeah, it was more like for friends
It was
and
more
stuff.
hobby, and at that time I took a class for Adobe products, all the Adobe suite, but that was probably like 12 years ago, and then we left it behind. And so when we returned to it for this, there was quite a learning curve for me to but things kept coming back to me. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. I remember how to do this. But now it takes me about an hour of editing time for 1 minute of video.
Wow.
On average.
Wow.
So those 15-minute episodes we put out takes me about 15 hours. And then we also, we have our Real Talk Tuesdays and sometimes bloopers. And I do all of that usually after the kids go to bed.
Yeah. This is the night owl. I'm the early bird. That's how it works.
Do you work day shift now?
I do work days.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much exclusively. Tasha helps out with that a lot too.
Yep.
But I mean, it's just, I've been a nurse for years and years now, and I feel like I kind of paid my dues already. I really don't want to work nights anymore. I know it's a really good thing for a lot of travelers, and it is, there's not as many day shift positions, but Tasha's always been great about helping me find them.
Sure.
And we've gotten, sometimes managers, in Idaho, when we were submitting there, they said, no, this is nice. But then once managers look at his resume, then they're like, oh, okay, well, maybe we have a day position.
The last two contracts were that way. They were initially night
we got him
postings and
sway him.
I'm so grateful for that, because I don't think we could make it work if he was a night shift.
Yeah.
was sleeping with in Windy.
It's pretty crazy.
With the kids during the day.
And a
Would be
black
a little,
lab.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it would be a little crazy.
Yeah, that'd be tough. So, okay, if you had one tip to give to someone that's looking to do this, or maybe that has just started, like the RV travel lifestyle, what would that be?
Do you want to take it? Do you want me to take that one?
It's all yours.
Okay. Well, I think if they were, to do the RV living kind of lifestyle, would be to first figure out what you need in terms of spacing, in terms of the RV. We did a lot of research where we went and looked at different RVs. We went to RV shows and things like that with the family to figure out, how much space do we really need. And because there's really, really big rigs out there, you big fifth wheels and stuff like that. And there's some really small ones too. And paring down your things is kind of the other thing that you need to sort of start getting used to. It's probably the hardest part of the whole process. If you're going to live in your RV full time as you travel nurse around like we do, learning to pare down all of your stuff is kind of difficult. You have to let some of that stuff go. We all accumulate things in our house, and you can't carry all that stuff with you. So that would be my tip, would be to start paring down early and start planning early too. It takes about 6 months, I think.
I think also, though, just from my perspective, is like, just go for it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Honestly, everything that we've ever done in our lives that's been kind of crazy, we just have gone for, and you make it work and you learn as you go. And there's definitely like planning involved in that, of course. And you're going to walk through a learning curve for sure. But if you put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off, like, you might never get to it.
Right.
So if it's something that you're passionate about, like, make it happen. Just go for it.
I just saw it again today, and it pops up on every once in a while on Facebook or whatever. The older couple on the gondola, like in Italy, and they're both sleeping.
Yeah.
And the caption's like, "I'm so glad we waited until we were older," or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That is such a huge thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted to see the country when we could go on all these hikes, and I could, toss my kids around still and play in the oceans with them. We've been in both coasts in 6 months. I mean, it's stuff like that. I wanted to be able to see it while I could.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. I just watched the most recent episode like 66 already. Is that right?
Yeah.
Where you're finding the sand dollars on the beach,
Yes.
or whatever, and and your kids know, like, okay, if they have little fuzzies on the bottom, it means they're alive, and if they don't, then it means that they're dead or whatever, and that type of thing, and just that kind of experience for kids, you can't find that in a classroom.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
No.
That's one of the things I really love about traveling. And that's kind of an acquired skill also. Because when we first got on the road, like, I was so bogged down with how do I teach my kids homeschool and all this stuff. And we realized, like, everything is a learning opportunity. Everything is. And so we try to embrace that everywhere we go. We talk about what we're doing, even if it's not like a school related thing. And they're always learning random things like that.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, and then life experiences too.
Yeah.
Like just picking up those life experiences. I have a feeling that when they grow older, they're going to have that same sort of let's just get out and do it kind of attitude that you guys have too, because they've been used to it this
Hope
whole
so.
time.
Hope
Yeah.
so. We hope so.
Hope they look back on this and aren't like, oh, our parents were crazy. They shoved us in a
Well, they'll
box,
probably
you know?
still say that.
Yeah, they
I'm
probably
sure
still
they
will.
will.
Yeah.
But every kid says that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, a couple quick ones here then. Coolest place you've ever been?
Yosemite.
I think by
I knew
far.
that.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yosemite.
was just we drove down that highway, and that first time you get that view of, you've got El Capitan on the left, and then you've got Half Dome kind of in the middle, and we were there in the spring.
In April, when the waterfalls were
everything
roaring.
was just
It was
pouring into the
amazing.
valley at the right time. We were just there at the absolute right time, and it was just gorgeous. It was really surreal.
And
It was also a place we wanted to visit
My
for so
folks
long.
had come to visit us in Reno, and they got to come with us and experience that. So being like having the kids there with their grandparents and experiencing that too just made the whole experience like even more surreal. And we climbed. We're rock climbers, so we got to climb in Yosemite Valley.
the
which
kids
was
climbed in Yosemite,
like
which
bucket
is-
list, amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, place that you don't ever have to go back to.
Oh goodness. Baltimore.
Baltimore, maybe. Yeah.
That wasn't with me.
So, I mean, as you probably understood, we are very outdoorsy, and the urban life is just not one that we really like. I would also say maybe, like New York,
Yeah,
Jersey.
New York
we
City
actually
was an
took the rig
experience, but we
there.
don't ever need to go back there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're totally not city people.
yeah. So, well, urban, yeah, just the I mean, it wasn't a bad assignment or anything like that, but it just wasn't
We
for
did
us
see
so
a
much.
ton of history in the Northeast. That was a lot of fun to
Yep.
go see a bunch of history. But we much prefer our nature.
So, next state that you want to go to that you haven't been to yet. Ideal state.
I would love to go to Savannah, Georgia. That's like kind of one of the things on my bucket list. I really want to see the Southeast.
Yeah, maybe
area.
not during hurricane season.
Yeah, not
but
during
that's,
hurricane
yeah.
season. But yeah, I think we want to go south and do something in Texas and then head east is kind of our, we haven't been in that area yet. Oh.
So, There
Got
you go.
it. We have Savannah. So.
Savannah, there you go.
Yes,
I'm sure
yes.
we'll get something.
Yeah.
We'll get
The
something.
bill rates are kind of, but
You know,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
the fun thing about this too is, you know, I mean, we're fortunate that, you know, we don't have too much debt or anything like that. So it's not, I know travel nursing, you know, is a great gig in terms of making money and that kind of stuff. But for us, a lot of it's not about that. It is about going to the places and seeing the things. And that's what travel nursing is affording us to be able to do. So
Yeah.
even if it's not super high bill rates,
Yeah.
we're still okay because we get to see the stuff, get to show the kids the country.
Yeah, it's amazing because I remember in Colorado when we first moved to Colorado years ago, some of our friends were traveling a lot, and they're like, "Don't you want to travel?" And we're like, "No, we can't afford to travel. We're fine." And then now I'm looking back at that, I'm just like, "Wow, like we get to travel and have like a job and
Yep.
like make money while we travel. It's amazing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
awesome.
Comes like full
It's
circle.
unique.
Yeah.
It's really is kind of, it's not ordinary.
No.
Yeah.
Thus the.
Thus the name.
Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
All right, so last question: Kansas City,
Yep.
right? Kansas Jayhawks, Kansas State Wildcats, Missouri Tigers. What?
We're
Well,
Wildcats.
I mean, the house is divided all over
Yeah,
the
it
place.
is.
'cause,
It's-
you know,
it's
I
very
have-
divided.
I have two siblings that both went to KU. One of them actually went to KU graduate school as well. So there's definitely some Jayhawks in the family. Yeah, but I think I'm probably K-State. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry, Bill.
Well, this
Sorry.
interview's over. I get it though. Like, so I grew up in Kansas too. So, but I grew up with a ton of Jayhawks, and so that's you
Yeah.
just can't help. But
Yeah.
we lived so close to Lawrence, but then both of us went to K-State. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
I lived in Manhattan for a while. I liked it a lot.
It's a fun town. It's a
great
college town.
Yeah.
Yep.
It really was. So it's no Lawrence, but you know.
No, it's not Lawrence.
Kristin, John, thank you so much. It was awesome for you guys to come
Yes.
through town and
It was
give us
a pleasure.
tour of
Thank you so much
Wendy
for
It was
having
so
us.
fun to be here
Yeah.
and see you guys and how the company runs and yeah.
I also and this is not part of the questions or anything, but I just wanted to say thank you because you guys
Yeah.
really look out for our whole family as a unit, and we really appreciate that. Like,
You're
it's
welcome.
not just about, I mean, it is just about John, but it's not just about John.
Isn't it all?
It's, you know, like it's great that he is getting taken care of with his job and stuff, but we love that you guys really look out for us as a whole.
Yeah.
So
it's just kind of the way we are here
Yeah.
with
Exactly.
internal staff and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's
It's fun to come here and actually see
Yeah,
and feel that,
it's
though.
been
I mean,
great.
we can present something online, which is great, and I've said that several times today already. But knowing that I can actually talk and meet to you guys and see how it really works here, not just the
Yeah.
online presence, that it's real. I think that was good for me.
yeah.
cool.
And one thing, that Steve and Rich always say, when we take care of you guys, you take care of your nurses. So it just trickles on down. They take care of us full circle in every way they can. And we are a big family here. And that's why with nurses, we want to build those relationships with you guys, to show you guys you're part of this family. You're always welcome here. And, you're not just a number or a profile that I submit and send out to everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
Hashtag Team Tasha.
yeah.
They get so tired of hearing me say it, but it is such a personal relationship. It's so, and it extends to to the families too.
Yeah. Yep.
Again, thank you so much. I
was a pleasure.
really appreciate it. I can't wait to see what you guys produce.
Oh no, the pressure.
You want the real inside scoop, you guys.
I love watching. I love every week. I love watching your stuff. So
Thank you.
It's
It's
awesome.
awesome.
So I'm glad you got to come here and see us and do this with us.
Yes.
So, all right,
All
All
right.
right,
There
thank
you go.
you.
we'll see you next week.